Siana mentally encourages Eris to keep smiling, as losing her smile in the palace means admitting defeat. Eris points out how her older sister doesn't look well, but Yvette says it's just because she is happy to see her. By the way, if you haven't watched the previous episodes yet, please be sure to catch up on those first. Also, don't forget to like and subscribe. They then settle down, and while Eris continues to show composed behavior, Yvette holds back her surprise. The last time she met the kid, she acted like a gorilla, but now Yvette has nothing to pick on. She wonders if Eris changed this much because of the maid beside her. Yvette puts down her cup and confesses how she was worried the last time she saw her. But she has become so mature and is happy for her. Yvette then requests that Eris fill her teacup. She was certain that just because Eris learned etiquette, it did not mean she knew etiquette. But Yvette turns disappointed as Eris fills the cup perfectly. The tea didn't splash anywhere and her angle wasn't off at all. It's as if she is a maid serving the queen. Yvette realizes that the only way is for her to make a mistake. She topples the teacup over and blames Eris for it, asking what's wrong with her. Eris tries to explain how she reached her hand out, but Yvette continues to accuse her of injuring her. She reaches her hand out to hurt Eris, but is stopped by Siana. She apologetically states that she couldn't just sit and watch while she broke His Majesty's rules. The rule is that no one is allowed to punish the royal family without His Majesty's permission, even if they themselves belong to the royal family. Yvette grits her teeth in anger at the audacity of a mere maid to speak of the royal rules. The rules are only a formality. The emperor's descendants are treated according to the amount of power they have. Therefore, the weaker ones don't cause any harm, no matter how much one stomps over them. But if one openly disciplines another, the word spreads. Yvette remarks that the maid Eris brought is so heroic, and although she has learned her etiquette, it seems she doesn't like that she disciplines her maid well enough. She demands to punish the maid by putting her hands on a royal, and so Yvette's maid slaps Eris, causing her to fall to the ground. Siana thanks Her Highness for disciplining someone like her. Yvette snickers, unlike Eris, who remains frozen in place and trembling. As they leave, Yvette warns Eris to stay quiet if she doesn't want to be invited here again. On the carriage ride back, Eris asks Siana why she did that. Eris knew she would have been the one that got hit if it weren't for Siana. And Siana, knowing that, got punished instead to protect a helpless person like her. Eris then turns her head away, saying it's nothing, and they should get her treated when they get back. While Siana teaches Eris how to disinfect her wound, she finds Eris crying suddenly. Siana asks if she is upset about today, and Eris agrees. Siana then asks if she wants to be powerful enough to get revenge and be okay with any method, even if the journey towards her revenge is painful. Determined, Eris agrees, and Siana promises to help her, considering she knows a lot about that. Siana asks why she thinks this happened. Eris answers that it's because she is younger than Yvette. Siana asks if it's really because of her young age, and Eris says it's because of her low status. Her status is the difference between having everything and nothing at all. Siana then asks if she has it, making Eris consider all the wealth, power, and support. Siana then repeats her question, asking why she thinks this all happened. Eris replies that it's because Yvette has a mother and she doesn't. Siana explains that for her to become stronger than Princess Yvette right now, she will have to get powerful figures on her side. That's the quickest and best way possible. Someone who wields imperial power but isn't a rival to the throne and will fully support her. Meanwhile, Saul reveals to Prince Rashid what happened between the princesses and Siana. Rashid begins to leave, but Saul holds him back. He reminds Prince Rashid of the consequences of His Majesty intervening when one of the maids was humiliated during a competition between the princesses, and how, in the end, Siana will be the one in trouble. Princess Eris is also a contender for the throne, as is Siana's master. However, the crown prince, as the candidate to succeed to the throne, is punishing her on the princess's behalf. Saul remarks that even his mother would disapprove of this. Rashid points a sword at Saul, reminding him that even if he were an old friend of his, he wouldn't tolerate hearing any more of this crap. Saul admits he overstepped and apologizes. Things were going as Rashid thought. Eris and Siana both care for each other, but why does he seem to care so much? Siana was aware that someone who influenced imperial power and wasn't a rival to the throne, someone with great power would fully support Princess Heiress Empress Dowager Goldria. If it was that kind of person, the absence of Heiress's mother and Empress wouldn't be a big deal. She tells Heiress about it, who states how they haven't even met yet. But Siana suggests creating an opportunity instead. Siana discloses how the Empress Dowager used to have another daughter who died of poisoning before the age of 10. The poison was supposed to be for the current emperor, but it's said that the young princess took it instead and passed away. Instead of mourning her daughter's death, the Empress Dowager decided to take advantage of the situation. She did punish those who killed her daughter and attempted to kill her son, but she also used it as an opportunity to eliminate her political opponents. Eventually, her son's power base was established, and the crown prince succeeded as emperor. So, the people in the imperial palace who know the truth think of the Empress Dowager as a heartless person. But Siana thinks that deep inside, Empress Dowager still misses her daughter. Now is the time when she's estranged from the son to whom she devoted so much and is being forgotten by the emperor. And so, Siana makes Heiress write a letter to the Empress Dowager, motivating her to be strong. However, the Empress Dowager tears the letter apart upon receiving it, and thus, this chapter draws to a close. Stay tuned to discover what unfolds next in the story. In the meantime, why not explore my other videos? Don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe to my channel for more captivating stories. Your support means the world to me.